In the silvery cloak of the moon, I slipped from the comforts of my creaky but safe farmhouse on the edge of the dense Savannah woods, the same woods that had sheltered generations of my people. My breath echoed softly against the cricket's symphony, the mere thought of the legends playing marionette with my heartbeat. The Carter's house, a historic emblem of the South, lay on the other side of the woods, a mansion sprawling with untamed creepers, an embodiment of antiquity. It had stood witness to countless moonlit tales of chilling howls and silhouettes against the lunar glow, tales that reeked of dread. Tonight, I was no mere onlooker to this story. I, too, was entangled in its dark narrative. I had to cross those woods and reach old Mrs. Carter, her illness pressing me into service as a willing messenger of relief. The cold night's grasp tightened around me as I trod deeper. As the forest's mouth closed behind, my senses came alive to the peculiar sounds, peculiar for they seemed to feed off my fear. My heart pounded like the drums of a spiritual dance, the rhythm distorted by the deafening silence around. There, amidst the trees, a rustle, a snap, an eerie crackling of dried leaves. An agonizingly slow turn of my head revealed a large, unsettling shadow lurking in the semi-darkness. A low growl, primitive and menacing, sent a chill down my spine. It stood tall and forbidding, its silhouette a twisted image of reality, the long, lupine features shimmering under the elusive moonlight. In that frozen moment, my grandma's tales whispered to me, cautioning of the half-man, half-beast that dwelt in the woods. The tales spun a chilling web of transformation under the full moon. But those were stories to spook wide-eyed kids, weren't they? Yet there I was, caught in an uncanny realization, a dreadful silence broken only by our shared breaths. The figure moved with an unnatural grace, its growls turning into a haunting howl that hung in the air, a chilling serenade to the moon. The silver light illuminated its eyes, two flaming orbs of burning amber, the predatory gaze cutting through the darkness straight at me. Fear held me hostage, but the survival instinct, the same our ancestors developed in the African savannah, screamed within me, urging me to run. The creature lunged, its gigantic form a nightmarish blur. I dove, my heart echoing in my ears. Twigs scratched at my skin as I scrambled through the underbrush, my lungs screaming for air, the scent of the earth filling my nostrils. The thundering echoes of the beast's pursuit filled the darkness. I pushed through, my desperate bid for survival eclipsing all fear. Trees, once familiar markers on my path, now loomed like tombstones, their silhouettes dancing in the wild light of the moon. The woods were no longer a safe haven, but a maze where the beast was the Minotaur. A distant light, a beacon of hope, flickered at the edge of the woods. The Carter's house, my hope of sanctuary. But the beast was close, its huffs of excitement piercing the silence. I stumbled, my foot snagged on a root. My descent to the ground was abrupt, the harsh reality of the cold dirt a cruel memento of my predicament. Just as the beast emerged from the shadows, my hand grasped a rock, the only defense in that moment of dread. As it lunged, I swung, the rock connecting with an audible thud. The beast howled, the sound echoing, twisting into a nightmarish melody. I had but moments. I pushed myself off the ground, every fiber of my being focused on the safety the house promised. As I stumbled onto the porch, I pounded at the heavy oak door, the banging merging with the rapid thumps in my chest. The door swung open and I collapsed into the hallway, the closing door sealing away the nightmare. The moon remained a silent observer outside, its cold light peering through the window onto the hallway's antiquated floor. The Carter's house, my temporary refuge, held its own secrets, its quiet halls echoing with whispers of the past. In the safety of the house, I, John, a simple African-American man from Savannah, Georgia, had been unwillingly penned into the tale of the woods, a tale of a werewolf, no longer just an eerie bedtime story from Grandma. After all, the full moon was yet to wane, and tomorrow night I had to make my way back home.